Lots going on. Holy mackerel. You're not going to believe this, but Joe Biden seems to be forgetting things again. And it's getting a little stranger by the minute, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know how people can't realize that this guy is suffering with some kind of mental instability. There's no question about it. But just this weekend, they finally got him out on the campaign trail once in a while. Here and there, they wheel him out. And it seems like he's kind of not remembering things like who he's running against.
Country we're going to be. 4 more years of Georgia. He is going to find ourselves in a position where, if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
4 more years of George. If George gets elected, and you see his wife sitting next to him, like, oh my God, is he calling Trump George Bush right now? I believe Joe Biden ran for president in 1988 against the senior George H.W. Bush. And apparently yesterday, in this little confab on the video with his wife, he referred to Donald Trump as George. So not George Bush, okay? Now, on top of that, with all this talk out there about potential voter fraud and mail-in votes, and in Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court, because of that turncoat John Roberts, they voted that you can get ballots in up to 3 days after the election. So voter fraud is like on the top of the shop of everything here, and Joe weighs in on it perfectly.
We're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
He put together the most extensive voter fraud commission in the history of the United States. So I guess the BLMs and the Antifas and the George Soros and everybody, they got this whole voter fraud thing ready to go to try to rig it up. I don't know, or maybe he forgot that he wasn't supposed to say that in front of him. There's a lot of forgetfulness going on. And it seems like, to me, Kamala Harris may very well, it may be rubbing off on her a little bit. Maybe the dementia thing is a little contagious, because here's Kamala Harris out on the campaign. Hey,
Cleveland! It's Kamala! Cleveland? Hey, Cleveland! It's Kamala!
Are we in Cleveland? Yeah. Hey, Cleveland! How are you? So, it is kind of getting weird out there, because Joe Biden can't remember who he's running against. Joe Biden lets out on national TV that he has set up the biggest voter fraud organization in history. And then Kamala Harris, who's significantly younger than Joe Biden, she has to ask her people, are we in Cleveland? Where are we again? And Joe's had that problem many, many times. It's getting crazier by the minute. Now, I did get into a little earlier, let me see SOT 14, Nico, that the Senate Intelligence Committee, a far more intelligent committee than the House Intelligence Committee, run by Adam Schiff for brains, but Senator Johnson over in the Senate Intelligence Committee, he broke it down pretty clearly on what Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family has done here.
About the fact that he said he never spoke to his son Hunter about his overseas business connections. What we're really finding out is Hunter really cracked the code somewhere around 2013, 2014 in terms of how to really vacuum up these dollars and how to attract money from people that wanted to have influence with and utilize the Biden name. As you take a look at all these glaring conflicts of interest, all these foreign entanglements, at a minimum, it is grotesquely sleazy, and that's who the American people are going to the polls voting for or against. Somebody like Vice President Biden, who's involved in incredibly sleazy, possibly illegal dealings. We don't know the full extent. My report raises far more troubling questions than it ever answers, but it also really points out to three different scandals. You have the Biden family financial scandals, you have the news media suppressing the story, and you have the deep state not providing the types of documents that we need in a legitimate congressional oversight.
Yeah. Go. So, it's just like the Senate folks, they got a lot on their plate right now. And it looks like Ron Johnson is not letting up. He's going to make sure that we get to the bottom of this whole Hunter Biden thing. I wish they would just drag him in there. Now, right here on the home front in New York, the paper at one time founded by Alexander Hamilton, one of the longest standing mastheads in this country, the New York Post, has come out with all this Hunter stuff, and they were targeted by Facebook and social media, of course. But the New York Post put their money where their mouth is. When the Post came out with their endorsements in some different races, certainly one of the endorsements that everyone's been looking for is who they would go with for the presidential race. And no secret here, the New York Post proclaims we need to make America great again. Okay? And, that is what I think most of America is hoping for, at least the sane ones of